Hey y'all, SherriG. Welcome to the channel. So look, people are starting to label OWN as the Oppressed Woman's Network. I've been seeing that around, on the different social media sites. I think I've actually seen someone say it here on YouTube. I don't remember. Anywho, in my opinion, that's exactly what it's about to look like, right? Anyway, I'm going to drop some audio of what we're about to see on this Saturday's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville and give my commentary around it. In my opinion, it's pretty disgusting, what we're about to see on Saturday as it pertains to Keke. But, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and drop, the little clip that I have, give my commentary about it, and then we'll see what happens on Saturday. Before I do that, though, keep in mind that the views expressed in this video, they're my views. It's all alleged. It's of opinion. It's for fair use and all that jazz. If you haven't done so, please like this video, subscribe to the channel. Now let me run my disclaimer, then I'll drop the audio, then I'll give my commentary. Hang tight.
Police are on the lookout for this woman.
I haven't seen Keke since the news, though. It's interesting what the video catches.
She started putting items into her purse.
She stole something?
I hope she's not back on pills. Marie says that kind of attorney.
How did it get all the way to TV to say call the police?
It's drugs.
Please tell me you're kidding.
Innocent until proven guilty. I just got out of hospital. Hospital? Yeah. I had intense pain. Aching. I can't help you no more. She is lying. Well, I'm sure your family had called you and reached out. Tisha was the last person to call me out of everybody.
You don't want me to keep calling you a drug head? Stop the drugs.
You always coming for women. Always.
You trying to check my wife?
But ain't nobody saying nothing about paying no money. Stay in Marceau business or being business.
You're literally selling hair care products for a living. To women.
No, I'm talking about business. You know,
It's the guy that sells hair products for a living.
You know what I don't like?
Okay, y'all. First of all, let me say I thought this was pretty disgusting. The situation with Keke being put out there like that, and it's being made to seem like, she's dealing with drugs again and things like that. I feel like it's pretty horrible. But before I even get into that part, let me just say that it disgusts me to see Tiffany sitting there looking like a fool, pretending she doesn't have a clue about how that fake shoplifting mess got leaked to, Crime Stoppers, how that whole thing got out in the news. Allegedly, she was the one who leaked this crap, which was the catalyst to get the cast questioning Keke's sobriety. And, she's just sitting there like it was all in the YouTube streets. But, it started, Anthony Lofty's was the one who actually revealed it to everyone. When he had Keke come on live and she was explaining, this whole situation, it's just a hot mess. And allegedly, the reasoning behind her doing this, and this is alleged, is because Tiffany was told by production that she had to get it together this season. In other words, she had to bring more life into the season or else her position on the season would be eliminated. So she felt like Keke coming onto the show was a threat to her. So she was doing everything she could to kind of bring Keke down. I just think it's terrible. And so when we were seeing her, in the different scenes with SherriG and everything like that, and she was turned all the way up, people were saying, well, her hormones must really have her acting a kind of way. But it wasn't. It was the threat for her position on the show, allegedly. Anyway, just watching this whole thing and knowing all of that information, all of the information outside of the show, it just really, really disgusts me. And for Marceau, He doesn't have the right to question anything as it pertains to anybody, especially with everything that's going on with him, Tisha, Schultz, and their crappy business at this particular point in time. And like I said before, and so many others have said, this show gives a lot during real life. Well, it's all supposed to be real life, right? But what I'm trying to say is things that we don't even see on the show, things that are happening outside of the show, things that are playing out in social media, things that are playing out and being revealed on these YouTube streets. But anyway, he has a lot of nerve. Tisha's not any better either, because, the first thing she says is, I hope she's not back on the pills. Instead of picking up the phone and asking your cousin, what is going on? Did you see this? Can you explain this? The first thing they do is go to insinuating that she's back on drugs. But their karma is kicking them in the behind right now in real life, right? And in my opinion, OWN should be ashamed to put Keke'S sobriety out there like that, to question it, because for some people, recovery is a lifetime. And this is something that's really, really serious and shouldn't be played around with. It should not be exploited or discussed, for the whole on a national platform, unless you're standing in support of the person. And that's not what was happening here. Instead of standing in support of her, they're dragging her down. I haven't seen any of them stand in support of her, except for Mel, actually. But the rest of the cast, her cousins, they weren't standing in support of her. They were taking her past and using it to smear her name. And Carlos King, to me, he's sick for allowing this to get pushed through. He's the one who claims that everything that goes through the editing floor has to be approved by him. So in my opinion, he's sick for having this whole thing, go out there without considering how it could possibly affect Keke in real life. It looks real crazy pushing this out when everything was already revealed in the YouTube streets anyway. Like, I can't even believe that they let this whole thing play out instead of, just cutting this out. Or maybe they just didn't have anything else to replace it with. But it would have been nice to see some of Miss Van's scenes. We were told that she filmed, and we haven't seen her yet. Besides Martell screaming in her face like a banshee. So anyway, as far as I'm concerned, Keke already put this to bed when she was on Anthony's channel and she did her live, and she also did lives on her own IG page, and she put this to bed. She did a couple of other interviews with a couple of other bloggers too, I believe. I really don't have anything to say about Courtney and Marcel's part. I mean, Courtney's right. Marcel's always in women's business, but he needs to get to the business of Schultz and all of the stuff they have to take care of over there. But he's always going at women in the comments. That is true. But I don't know, guys. This kind of did something to me, as far as I find it utterly and sheerly disgusting that the first thing they thought about was, let's question her sobriety versus, let's find out what's really going on. Like, does Keke even know that this is out here in the news? Anyway, y'all, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I'll be back. Until then, ciao.